Oleksandr Usyk may have already fought for the final time as a professional boxer. There's rumors circulating that the 2 times undisputed champion of the heavyweight division may be announcing his retirement from professional boxing by the end of this week, my people. Now, this story is coming from Usyk's own team director, manager, whatever you want to call it, Sergey Lapin. He's been speaking out to the media and he's hinted that there's a huge announcement coming up at the end of this week. Now, this has got people speculating whether Usyk is about to retire, whether Usyk is going to announce a big fight or a rematch against Rico Verhoeven, or maybe a fight against Agit Kabayel. But the general perspective out there is that Usyk is about to announce his retirement from professional boxing. This is what the director of Team Usyk, Sergey Lapin, had to say. Let's read it out, my people. Sergey admitted the champion will only accept a fight with Kabayel if there's a serious commercial structure behind it before opening up on the idea of Usyk's retirement, with a decision set to be made later this week. So we're talking this coming Friday, my people, yeah? Sergey Lapin went on to say, nothing personal and nothing emotional will prevent this fight from happening with Agit. But if there is no serious commercial structure behind the fight, then it becomes difficult to justify. If the right opportunity presents itself, the fight can happen. If not, there are other paths and other major opportunities available. Oleksandr has earned the right to carefully evaluate every option. We are speaking with different parties and considering all opportunities. A decision will be made by the end of this week and everyone will know where we stand. Clarity is coming very soon. But one thing people should remember, when a fighter has achieved everything Oleksandr has achieved and every appearance becomes special, it is possible that fans have already seen him in the ring for the last time. Or maybe there is still one more chapter left. We will know very soon. That is a statement from Sergey Lapin, the manager or the team director of Team Usyk. So he says in that statement, he says that, look, they're looking for the right commercial opportunity, speaking to different parties. You know, if something comes up, if the offer, from that statement, from what I read in that statement, it's basically saying, look, if they offer Usyk 100 million, yeah? Do you know what I mean? It's not what he's saying, but I'm paraphrasing. If someone comes along and offers Usyk 100 million, he might think about fighting again. But if it doesn't make no commercial sense to them, if the money's not there, then he ain't fighting again. You know, so from reading that statement, a lot of people have come up with their own conclusions. Some people are saying that Usyk is about to retire. Some people are saying, no, he's not going to retire. He might fight Tyson Fury or he might rematch against Rico Verhoeven. All I'm going to say is that, yeah, let's go with Usyk retiring. For me personally, if Usyk was to announce his retirement at the end of this week on Friday, announces that he retires, for me, I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think that's actually a good thing. Me personally, I think that's a good thing. Now, many boxing fans out there, purists, hardcore fans might not agree with me. They might have more questions for Oleksandr Usyk as to why now? You know what I mean? It's all about the timing. Why retire right now? Because if a lot of you guys and girls recall, it was only a couple months ago, you know, before the Rico Verhoeven fight, when Usyk was still getting ready for that fight, he did an interview with Max Kellerman with The Ring, yeah, and he spoke about having 3 more fights in the heavyweight division. He talked about fighting the winner of Dubois versus Wardley. You know, he didn't really mention Kabayel. He spoke about Rico Verhoeven, and I think his last fight, his final fight, he mentioned something about he wants to fight Tyson Fury in a trilogy. That was his final fight. That's the last fight that he wanted to have. So he wanted 3 more fights. Now, if he wants to retire now after having the fight against Rico Verhoeven and he wants to walk away, a lot of fans we'll be asking why now? Like the timing, like it's gonna be a bit strange because Oleksandr Usyk himself said that he's gonna have 3 more fights. Like, so what's changed? Why walk away from the sport right now? Why? Why not face your challenger, Agit Kabayel? You know what I mean? And that's another stick that fans might use to beat Oleksandr Usyk with. That some fans might try and actually discredit Oleksandr Usyk's legacy, because if he doesn't fight Kabayel, they might say he's ducked. They might call Oleksandr Usyk a duck for not fighting Agit Kabayel. Now, for me, I don't look at it that way, because if you look at Oleksandr Usyk's career, the level, the caliber of opponents that he's faced, the world-class fighters that he's faced, he doesn't come across to me as someone that will duck Agit Kabayel or duck Moses Aitoma. I think for Usyk, really, it's just the incentives right now, the motivation. You know, I don't think Usyk wants to risk his legacy. And that's totally understandable. He's 39 years old. He's about to turn 40. Father time waits for nobody. And we saw that against Rico van Hooven. You know, people can make up all the excuses they want for Oleksandr Usyk. Oh, he came in too heavy, the heaviest of his career. He didn't take Rico van Hooven serious. I mean, listen, I'm not buying any of that crap, keeping it real, because Usyk is the ultimate professional. Do you know what I mean? He prepares the same way he prepares for any other fighter. He's very well disciplined. Yeah, he doesn't mess around. He doesn't cut corners. So I'm not buying the fact that some people are saying, oh, yeah, Usyk didn't take Rico van Hooven serious. He didn't train properly. No, he trained. He trained hard. It's just that Rico was awkward. Rico pressured him. Yeah, Rico really took the fight to him. He was awkward all night. And Usyk, he slowed down a bit. Do you know what I mean? Let's just keep it real. Let's be honest. It's not the Usyk that was 5 years ago. It's just not that Usyk anymore. We have to keep it real. Father time in combat sports waits for nobody. And maybe Usyk has come to that realization. His team have come to that realization. And they understand that, you know what? At this stage of my career, I can't take a risk. I can't gamble anymore. Maybe I still have it here. I still have the ring IQ. Yeah, but I cannot perform to the same level that I could 5 years ago. And that's totally understandable because he's getting older. You know what I mean? He's going to be in his 40s now, taking on someone like a Kabayel, who's a pressure fighter, who do you know what I mean? Who goes to the body, relentless to the body. He's going to come forward. He's going to have no fear. He's going to bring the fight to Usyk. I just feel like maybe Usyk is thinking to himself, why hang around to have one fight too many? Because we've seen it in the past. So many fighters hanged around way too long and then ended up like kind of tarnishing their legacy. You know, one of my favorite fighters of all time, Roy Jones, did the same thing. Just stayed a bit too long. You know what I mean? And kind of damaged his legacy, man. Before that, Roy Jones was smoking everybody. I think Usyk and his team, maybe they've come to that realization that, you know what? Listen, man, let's just walk away right now. We've made the money. Usyk has made more money than he could ever imagine in his whole career. So there's nothing wrong with Usyk walking away right now. I'll be happy for him to walk away because you know what? It will free up the whole heavyweight division. Yeah, the belt will get scattered. Everyone else can fight for them. The Kabayels, the Aitomas, the Hergoviches, all these guys, the Frank Sanchez, they can fight for those belts. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, they're still about. They can fight for those belts. Because the last thing I want is Oleksandr Usyk hanging around, holding up the division, having gimmick fights against Rico van Hooven and any of the other guys as well, just holding up the division when the likes of Kabayel deserve that opportunity to fight for the title. And if Usyk doesn't want to fight them, relinquish, retire, let other guys fight for it. For me, personally, it's understandable. I'll have no beef with Oleksandr Usyk at all if he was to walk away. Other fans might differ. Other fans might call Oleksandr Usyk a duck. They might say, you know what? You didn't fight the next best guys. You didn't fight Kabayel. You were scared of Kabayel. You left because you didn't fight Kabayel. Like, you didn't want to fight Kabayel. But for me, I'll counter that. I'll say that's unfair. That's unfair. Let's look at the list of the fighters that Oleksandr Usyk has faced over the years, man. Come on, man. He's faced Tyson Fury twice. Yeah, Anthony Joshua twice. Daniel Dubois twice. Tony Bellew. You know, Brady's. Come on, man. Gassiev. Like, the list goes on. Look how many fighters he's fought. He's fought some Hall of Famers. You cannot begrudge Oleksandr Usyk if he was to walk away from the fight game right now. Come on, he's giving boxing everything. He's always traveled to everyone else's countries to fight them in the backyard. Everything has been against him, and he's overcome it. And he's won at boxing. He's won the game. He's made all the money in the world. You know what I mean? I applaud Oleksandr Usyk. I'm not the type of person that will come on here and take away from Oleksandr Usyk and his greatness. He's going to go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Come on, man. Undisputed in the cruiserweight division. 2 times undisputed in the heavyweight division. I mean, what more can this guy do? And me, myself, personally, I'll be glad and I'll applaud him to see him walk away with his legacy intact, undefeated. He's made money and he's walked away. The last thing I want to see Oleksandr Usyk do is hang around and overstay his welcome. Because trust me, these guys coming up, the Kabayels, Moses Atau, my mate, these guys want all that smoke. They want all that smoke. And the way Oleksandr Usyk slowed down, yeah, let's keep it real, he's not the formidable fighter that he was 5 years ago. Kabayel, Moses Atau present huge dangers for Oleksandr Usyk. There is no need for him to hang around and potentially lose to one of these 2 guys. I'm just keeping it real. There's no need for him. Listen, if he still feels like he's got it, if he still feels like he's got the motivation, he's still got the legs, he's still got the hands for it, go ahead, stick around and fight these guys, fight the Kabayels, and let's find out. And you know what? I personally think that he probably still beats a lot of these guys just based on his ring IQ and just his boxing abilities. The skills is still elite. But the thing is, man, I just feel like the legs are gone. I just feel like the hand speed's gone. I just don't feel like he's got the reflexes anymore. And that is a recipe for disaster fighting the Agit Kabayel and the Moses Atau. I'm just keeping it real. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, my people. I really want to find out what you're thinking. Oleksandr Usyk, if he was to announce a retirement tomorrow, would you hold it against him? Would you say that Oleksandr Usyk has dacked Agit Kabayel? Or would you applaud him and say, you know what? Well done, Oleksandr Usyk. You've won at boxing. You've achieved everything that you wanted to achieve. Gold medalist at the Olympics. Yeah? 2 times undisputed at the heavyweight division. 1 time undisputed at the cruiserweight division. You've done it all. You're going to go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Would you applaud him or would you call him a duck? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, my people. I really want to know what you're thinking about this huge announcement that's coming up for Oleksandr Usyk. Thank you so much for watching, my people. I really appreciate you. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Please don't forget to smash the likes. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe because you're really going to help us to grow. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.